What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fall Damage Central podcast. I'm the mighty Bildo. I got my co-host with me here, Old School Legend Gaming. What's up, Old School?
Yo, yo, yo.
So this is the last kind of episode we're going to be recording for a couple of weeks. You're moving next week. Well, not next week, right? The week after?
Yeah. So, like 2 weeks, a week and a half, something like that.
You're going to have a lot of stuff going on. Yesterday we recorded a couple episodes to have banked so we can release them in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think yesterday we did some pretty good content. So I'm excited for the people that do listen to us to get the next two shows and hopefully get some comments on there. I'd like to see what some people think about it.
I know. I'm excited for the ones coming out next Friday. No spoilers. I'm not going to say nothing, but I'm pretty excited for it. So we'll see how the people like it. But this week, what's been going on in the news this week?
Not much, man. We got the Microsoft. They got rid of Gold, and now they essentially replaced Gold with Core. So
Yes.
now there's four different tiers, similar to the way PlayStation Plus is now. So you have the core, which is $9.99 a month, and that gets you online console multiplayer. You get a catalog of over 25 high quality games on console, member deals and discounts. I I, I like how they said high quality. I wonder what the definition of high quality is here. Um, Console, which is $10.99 a month, you're getting hundreds of high quality games on console, new games on day one, member deals and discounts. You got the PC, which is the same, $9.99 a month, hundreds of high quality games on PC, new games on day one, member deals and discounts, and the EA Play membership. And then you got the Ultimate, which has actually gone up in price also, and that is $16.99 a month now. And you're getting hundreds of high quality games on console, PC, and cloud, new games on day one, member deals, discounts and perks, online console multiplayer, and EA Play membership. So I was reading on Twitter, a lot of people are really upset about this because it seems that Microsoft is kind of forcing people to switch to Ultimate in order to get the full shebang of everything else, which makes sense because Ultimate is Ultimate for a reason. So with the core, which is the cheapest plan, you could play games online. With the console, which is the next tier up, you can't play online, but you're
I
getting
saw
access
that.
to more games. So I think core, that's going to be more of somebody who's a physical collector. If you're collecting games physically, there's really no reason for you to have Game Pass because more likely than not, what's on Game Pass you're already going to have. The only thing that would be an advantage of Game Pass is getting those games day one. So physical collectors are probably going to be more in line with core, but honestly, man, everybody I know just has Game Pass Ultimate. Um, I don't I don't even think I have any friends anymore that just have like just a basic gold account. Um, so they have that there for those who want it. The console, you don't get multiplayer on there, but you get all those games. Hey, listen, I don't play multiplayer games. That console version, that console tier, that might be looking pretty good to me.
Yeah, and so you do know one person that still technically has a gold account, and that would be me.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and I think so. Essentially, Xbox Live Gold for the past 20 years or so is you pay $60 for the year, and you can play online with your friends, any game that you have, whatever. Um, Essentially, the console um, portion of Game Pass now, the $9.99 a month, that's just bumping that Xbox Live Gold from 60 to $120 a year now.
Mm.
And I don't know, like for people like me who like to collect games physically and have them, it's kind of a bummer that I can't just pay to be online now with my friends. I got to pay double what I was paying, first of all, and then it's a monthly subscription. Like, um, you always have to have that. It kind of sucks. I think I think what would I don't really know how much it costs these companies, these like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, um, to have their servers up and running and everything. But I heard a lot of grumblings or whatever online about why not just make the online portion, like the multiplayer online portion, free, like you get on PC.
Yeah, I think something like that makes the most sense, man. I don't know why they don't. Hey, pay all this money so you can play online with your friends. I think that's kind of crappy, to be honest with you. But that's the way gaming is going now. Everything you have to pay for. Um, with the core, that's only $10 a month. Like you get to play the online multiplayer. Um, they got rid of the games with gold. So I don't know if you remember with Xbox Live, you were getting a couple of games a month with the games with gold.
Yeah.
The problem with that was like the games they were releasing, man, were just like garbage,
Horrible.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was like nothing good about it. So
Yeah.
like to me, in my opinion, like it wasn't even worth like downloading those games because they were just trash.
Yeah.
So I think in this retrospect, I think PlayStation is actually better than Microsoft. And the reason I say that is because you could get the highest tier of PlayStation Plus, and that's $120 a year. Boom. Pay it one
Wow.
time, you're done. Um, so now you're looking at if you were to get Ultimate, so that's what, 16.99
Yep.
times 12. That puts you at $203.88, and that's not with taxes. So in my opinion, you're getting a better value with the PlayStation Plus. Granted, you're not getting the games on day one, but do you really need the games on day one? You know, we've already seen Redfall come out this year, day one, and that was a failure. Pretty much all these games that are dropping on day one are just kind of meh. I'm hoping that
Yeah.
changes when Starfield comes out. But yeah, man, in my opinion, for me, I just don't understand why somebody would need Ultimate if you're collecting physical games. If you've got a Series S that's all digital, the Ultimate is probably the best option for you if you're going to play online. If not, I think that console is going to be just fine because you're going to be able to play all those games from Game Pass with the console membership, which is $10.99 a month. But in the grand scheme of everything, the bottom line is you're going to be paying more money.
Yeah. And I don't want to get this taken out of, context or whatever, but I think Game Pass is a great bargain for what they offer for the amount of money they're charging. I just think there should be an option, a one-time payment per year or something that will let you play online with your friends for any physical games or digital games that you own outright, so you don't have to be a part of a subscription or anything.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100%. I mean, take a look at Warzone for instance. I don't know. I might be misspeaking on this, but I think Warzone is actually more popular than the actual like paid Call of Duty multiplayer service.
Yeah.
And I would guarantee you a lot of that has to do with the fact that Warzone is free to play.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot more accessible to more people then.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you do have it like on. I think they have it like on mobile too, don't they? Don't they have it like on mobile?
They have Call of
Um,
Duty Mobile, but it's not
Call of Duty mobile. It's not
Warzone.
Warzone. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you're looking at your PC, your Xbox, your PlayStation, maybe soon to be Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I'm looking at the PSN tiers now. It looks like PlayStation Plus Essential is 9.99. PlayStation Plus Extra is 14.99, and PlayStation Plus Premium is 17.99. That's per month. Looks like in Premium, all you get more than the deluxe is original PS3 games via cloud streaming and cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PSP, and PS4 games. So essentially, the highest tier on PlayStation is a little more expensive than Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah. So you do have an option where you could pay for the year, and I
Ah,
believe the
that's right.
year. Yeah, you could pay like flat out for the year, and that's like the one price of 120. The other
I
thing
see
too
that.
is I know on I think it's like Days of Plus or something like that. There's a promotion that goes on in May in addition to Black Friday. They put the memberships on sale for like 20% off, I think. Um,
Oh.
so that's always a time when I re up on my memberships, just because I don't like to pay full price for much. but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
with the Xbox Game Pass, unfortunately, being that they don't have like any kind of tier packages like that, you have to pay monthly. One of the other options you could do is like buy cards from like Newegg or Best Buy or something. If you're part of a rewards program with any one of those companies, you could use those rewards points and like your cash back savings and stuff to save a little bit of cash on buying a like a 3 month membership of Game Pass Ultimate or something like that.
Yep, that's a good option too. I didn't think about that. Um, but speaking of Call of Duty, you brought up Call of Duty a little bit ago. This week, apparently, Microsoft fixed their servers miraculously on all their older games for the 360 and stuff. Have you heard of that?
I did hear that.
So, that's pretty cool. I'm thinking about jumping on their old Black Ops 2 and seeing what it's like on there. I did a little Google search today of the current player current player count for Black Ops 2. I think it was at like 300,000 or something,
Wow.
which I was kind of surprised at.
Yeah. No, that's good to hear, man, because I know that a lot of those lobbies became hacked. So
Yeah.
you would jump in a game and like you literally couldn't do anything. As soon as you spawned, like you got killed. And I don't like to me, I don't know why that's fun for some people. But hey, I guess whatever tickles your fancy, right?
Yeah, right. I don't get it either. Um,
But hopefully they stay unhacked for however long they decide to keep these servers up. Because I do like to go back and play the older Call of Duty games. I always do have fun with that. Throwing in some COD 4,
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
playing
Do
some
you think?
Domination on Shipment.
Oh boy, do you think Microsoft? Um, this whole thing is a like they were kind of waiting to do it until they got approved to buy Activision. Now they got the green light to go ahead and move forward with their purchase. So now they just kind of hit the button and made everything okay again, and all these games are back full force to try to
I
build
don't
hype
know.
around it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, possibly, but I think it's a little more than a coincidence, though.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Another thing I saw, which was pretty interesting this week, was this service Ant Online, or no, not Ant Online. I'm sorry, Ant Stream. I think
Mhm.
that's what it is. It's a cloud streaming service for Xbox that we pay. Um, so it's for 12 months. It's $30, but you could also pay a lifetime for a lifetime pass. That's $80, and you get 13 or 1400 old retro games from I don't know Game Boy, Atari, PS1, the Jaguar, tons of old school games. So I thought that was pretty cool. I might check that out. And for $80 for a lifetime pass, I don't know if you can really go wrong with that.
Yeah. So initially, like I I read about that and I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. But like the more like I'm reading about it, I'm just kind of like, eh. So emulation has come a long way, and there's so many different emulators for different consoles. So really, depending on what type of emulators they're using for like your Game Boy games and your PS1 games and stuff like that, they just might not run that well. Um, or if somebody might be jumping into something that they haven't played for a while. Uh, let's use Super Mario Land as an example on the Game Boy. Let's just say, hey, you played that religiously as a kid growing up or whatever. Hey, they have this on that service. Let me go ahead and try that out. It might not be the same because the emulation might be off. Um, I think it's going to be cool. I'm going to check it out just to kind of to see how it is because I'm a big fan of the retro stuff.
Yeah.
The big point here though is it's all cloud based. So you're gonna like you need to make sure you have that good solid internet connection in order to play. Um, if you have Wi-Fi, you have a lot of interference with your Wi-Fi signal. You're not going to have a good time with it because it's going to play choppy. It's going to play ridiculous. You got that hardwired Ethernet cable running straight through to your FiOS modem. You're going to be good to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And it kind of, now you bring it up with Nintendo and everything. I know Nintendo's a big stickler when it comes to all this emulation stuff. They shut it down or try to shut it down constantly. I wonder how they got like Game Boy games on there and stuff
Well,
like that.
The Game Boy games are going to be your third party games. You're not going to see any
Ah,
of the first party titles on there. So
that's true.
me using Super Mario Land, that was just an example there.
I gotcha. I gotcha. What else is on our list here? Um, the rumors of another Nintendo Direct later this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
later this
So
year. There's only like
in
6 months
September,
left in the year.
yep. Supposedly we're getting another direct in September, and supposedly this is the one where we're going to see the
The
Switch
Switch Pro.
ports. Yeah, no, I think we're going to see the Switch Pro before then.
Oh,
Or
really? Okay.
I'm sorry, not the Switch Pro. It's going to be the Switch Two.
Switch
So
2. Okay.
yeah, so one thing Nintendo did, they did verify that there is a next gen console in the works, and it's not like a pro version of the Switch. So everybody online wants to call it Nintendo Switch 2. We really don't even know if it's gonna be a Nintendo Switch. It might be a whole new console altogether. But I think it's funny that everybody online keeps calling it like Switch 2 and like all this other stuff. But I don't know, maybe they'll just say, hey, we're gonna call this the Nintendo Switch 2 or
Yeah.
the new Nintendo Switch, similar to what they
Yeah.
did with the 3DS.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get supposedly at this direct, we're gonna see ports of Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess and the Wind Waker coming to the Switch. Um, Again, I mean, this is all stuff that I take with a grain of salt because it's the internet. People create fantasies and stories and all this other stuff. Um, I think it makes sense for Nintendo to release those games on the Switch, being how popular they are, and they're stuck on the GameCube and the Wii U.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. So I don't really like to speculate on that stuff. Just because I don't like to get my hopes up and So listen, if there's a direct in September, cool. They announce some of that stuff. All right, great.
I have a hard time believing that they're going to announce more Zelda games, whether they're ports or not, this year. With you already had Skyward Sword come out, I believe that was this year, the remaster of that, and then with Tears of the Kingdom, which is Game of the Year, obviously by everybody's standards.
Mm.
Um, I don't see why they would, waste ports of those games now rather than wait till maybe next year when Tears of the Kingdom's kind of dying down and the hype for that's over and done with. I think that's something they talk about next year. But I heard a rumor today. I was watching some videos online. Um, Apparently there was some Zelda Lego sets in the works at some point, and then they got stopped for some reason. I forget the reason why. So I'm thinking that would probably make sense for them to announce Lego sets for Zelda for the holiday season.
Yeah, yeah. I could see them doing that. I really do. Um, yeah, because as far as the games, man, I understand it would be a cash grab for them because people are going to go crazy for that. But I think that's going to create another opportunity for people to scalp stuff because you already know if they come out with a physical edition of that, you're going to have the people pre-ordering and all this other stuff. And with the holidays coming up, forget about it, man. You're going to have people, hey, I need to get this for my kid, willing to pay $300, and I hate that. I hate when stuff
Yeah,
like that happens. So
yeah,
one of the other games that we should be seeing pretty soon, supposedly, is the Metroid Prime 2 remaster. And it's not going to be a full remaster like they did with the first one, supposedly. It's just going to be a port with updated visuals and frame rates and controls.
Really? Do you have an opinion on which one's better out of those two?
I like Metroid Prime 1. That
Okay.
was my favorite. Yeah. So in that trilogy, it's in order. It's 1, 2, and 3. I thought
Yeah.
2 was okay, but I thought 3 was, in my opinion, I thought it was kind of the worst. And the a lot of that had to do with using the Wii remote. So having to play the Wii and just pointing it at the screen and doing all that other stuff. I would like to see them do a Metroid Prime 3, but with the updated controls, similar to what they did with Skyward Sword.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't play like the reason I got what's the name of that Zelda game on Wii? It was first on GameCube. You just mentioned it. I
Twilight
forget what it was.
Twilight Princess.
That's right, Twilight Princess. I got into that. I played quite a bit of it, but I didn't finish it because I hated. I'm not gonna say I hated, but I didn't like the Wii at the time. I didn't like the constant motion controls and everything. So if they were to port that over to the Switch, I think that's something I would play all the way through and um, finish it up finally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great
Another.
game too, man.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I finished it on the Wii too.
Oh dang! Do you have it
Yeah,
on GameCube?
yeah, I've got it on GameCube, I've got it on the Wii, and then
Oh.
I actually have it on the Wii U as well.
Oh, I didn't even know it came out on the Wii U.
Yep. Yeah, so it came out on the Wii U. It's like the HD version of it. It I mean, it looks fantastic on the Wii U. Like crisp visuals, and you've got the standard like regular controller, so you can play it with the Wii U Pro controller, and you're
Yeah,
good to go.
nice. That one and the Wind Waker are the ones I've really been wanting to get back into and play. Um, I can't spend $80, $100 on Wind Waker now for the GameCube. I refuse to pay that kind of crazy money for a game that's 20 years old. But I'd like if it comes out on the Switch, like a port of it, I think I'd pick that up. That's another one I've been itching to play.
Yeah. So I was going to say Twilight Princess. I already said Twilight Princess. Wind Waker. It's actually on the Wii U as well, and you can't. I mean, you can't get it in brick and mortar now, but on eBay you could find a relatively inexpensive copy of it.
Oh, really? It's cheaper than the GameCube version?
Yeah, yeah. So I think you're looking at probably about $30, maybe 40 on the high end.
Yeah.
Whereas that GameCube version is going to be 80, 90, $100.
See, I played my Wii U more than I played the original Wii, but I still didn't play the Wii U that much. Like I played Breath of the Wild, I played the crap out of that when it came out on the Wii U. But anything else, I think I got Super Smash Brothers on there, and I played that quite a bit. But it's not one of the consoles I constantly have the itch to go back to.
Yeah, I frequently play the Wii U, man. That's that's one of those consoles I really do enjoy. I
Really?
Yeah, I know it didn't really sell well. And surprisingly enough, man, the game that I play on there pretty frequently is Black Ops 2.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty fun,
Nice.
man.
Oh, that is a goat game for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
and the lobbies in there are always full too. And I've yet to encounter a hacked lobby in the Wii U version. So
really?
hopefully it
Maybe I
stays
need to
that
pick
way.
that up then. Damn it.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to pick that up.
that's another one that's relatively inexpensive.
Black Ops 2 for the Wii U.
Yeah, yeah. So probably like another like 30 $30.
Oh, okay. Um, we're getting a little on the subject of next gen consoles and scalpers. I think that is kind of what makes me cringe a little bit when I hear about next gen consoles coming out. Um, I don't like. It took me. When did the PS5 release? 2020, right? November 2020.
I believe so.
Okay, so I didn't get that until January 2022, I want to say, almost 2 years after, or it was 2 years after it released. Just because all the chip shortage and the scalpers are buying up everything in sight. I'm not looking forward if that's the case again with the new Switch, and if by some chance there is a PS5 Pro, not looking forward to that competition out there trying to get it.
Yeah, for sure, man. One of the things we need to do as consumers is just wait. We need to be patient. All these scalpers, they prey on the people with FOMO. They need to be the first one to have these consoles, and they need to be the cool kid on the block. Listen, man, just wait it out. If these scalpers want to go ahead and be buying, 10, 15, 20 consoles, they want to use bots to go ahead and get all these up, like, don't buy them from them. Make them have to resell them at a loss. And that's we're starting to see a lot of that now, like on Craigslist and some other sites, OfferUp, Macari. You're starting to see people selling brand new um, Xbox Series X's and PlayStation 5 consoles for less than retail. Not a whole lot less than retail, but you're looking at 40-50 bucks off of what you would pay for retail. But now, because they have all these excess consoles, they have to push them out somehow.
And that makes me happy too. I like seeing those scalpers taking it. So Comic-Con's going on this weekend. Anything you like coming out of there? I know they released some Spider-Man stuff. I haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't really paid too much attention to what's going on there. I did see the Spider-Man stuff. The new trailer they released with Venom looks
Yeah,
really really good. And so Tony Todd is voicing Venom, and Tony Todd is the any horror movie fans, the original Candyman. That's him.
the
So he's
original
got
Candyman.
the original Candyman. Yep.
Okay,
So that's the guy who's doing the voiceover for Venom.
I've I've never seen the movie Candyman, so I don't even know what to compare it to. Um, there was a screenshot that came out that apparently is from the game that everybody was debating online whether or not it was or not because it looks so good. So I'm kind of stoked because Sony came out and said it was, or Insomniac, somebody came out and said it was a screenshot from the game. So I'm pretty stoked on how good this game it should look on the PS5.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be dope, man. I really do. But
Releasing the same
unfortunately,
day as, or go ahead.
I was gonna say, but unfortunately, there's a couple of other games that are taking precedence over that for me.
That new Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yes, sir. And Mario
Ah,
RPG.
that's right. That's right.
I don't know.
Man,
I
man.
might end up picking up Spider-Man 2 day one just because I don't want it. I don't want it to get spoiled for me.
Yeah.
So I started watching the trailer that was released during San Diego Comic Con, and I stopped because I actually looked at one of the comments on Twitter while I was watching it, and the comment said, well, they basically just gave away who Venom is without giving away who Venom was. So I was like, oh, let me stop watching because I know Venom is supposed to be like who it's not Eddie Brock who's playing Venom this time around.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like a big shock, and I want it to be a shock for me. So I want to try to avoid any kind of spoilers or anything. I have an idea of who it's going to be, but
Mary
I
Jane
don't want that
Watson.
to be spoiled.
It's Mary Jane Watson.
Possibly, could be.
It's
She's
Aunt
pissed off
May.
at Peter.
Oh
Uncle
God, man,
Ben
I
back
can't
from the
wait.
dead.
Ooh wee, that'd be crazy, right?
That would be.
Man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's a good year for gaming.
Yeah, no, it really is.
What else we got? What else we got?
I know I sent you that list earlier. I don't have my phone anywhere near me, so I can't even pull it up.
Let's see here. We talked about the Xbox Live tiers, Switch 2 rumors. people creating mock-up systems trying to push them as legit. So I haven't seen a lot of this. You apparently have seen it. What what's going on there?
People are using AI to create these mock-up like Switch 2 consoles and like leaking them and sending the internet into a tizzy. And it's just very annoying at this point. You know what I mean? Because like some of these just like look so fucking stupid. Um I mean they they look horrendous and I'm just like, God, come on, people, like be better. But if you guys check out Spawnwave Media, the Spawnwave Channel Plus, I believe it's on. Um I think John is his name, Spawnwave John. He's got a video up talking about the consoles that are coming out, and modern MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer. He was talking about something on Twitter also about how it's getting ridiculous at this point because so many people are just in a tizzy about this stuff, man. Just chill. You know what I mean? Like if it gets announced, cool, be excited about that. But all the speculation, all this other stuff, it's all to me, all it's doing is leading to disappointment because people already have in their mind what they expect the next Nintendo console to be, and if it's not that, you're just going to get a lot of butthurt fans on the internet crying about, oh, they should have had this and they should have had that and da, da, da. Listen, it's going to have what it needs to have. Be
Yeah.
excited for that.
Dude, Nintendo just put out the Switch, all right? So they have a lot of I have a faith in them that they'll be fine. Like all these mock-ups I'm seeing are all like they're obviously a Switch, just a little bit more like souped up, maybe a little bit more beefy. Um, and I do you really think Nintendo's going to make a system that looks almost exactly like the previous system they just put out? I mean, Nintendo is notorious for every system that they ever put out is completely different from the one before.
It's
I don't think.
possible. I don't think it's going to look. I honestly, I don't think it's going to look anything like the way it does now. I think we're going to have something completely different. The one thing I'm wondering is if we're going to have another vertically standing console or if they're going to do something horizontal. But I can't see them doing anything other than like another Switch type deal where you could pop out your handheld device, take it with you, do whatever, and then pop it back in and play on the television.
Yeah.
Unless they're coming out with like a separate handheld, like the predecessor to the or the successor, I should say, to the 3DS.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think because the Switch was so successful, the next console has to be portable in some way, some form or fashion. I don't think they step away from that. I think that's where their bread and butter is now that they've had so much success with the Switch.
I'd like to see them release two different versions of the console. I'd like to see one where it has the ability to take out a part and be able to play that mobilely. Hey, I'm gonna go in the living room, take your Switch with you, and or your new Switch or your new console, whatever it is, take it with you. You play it down there. And I'd like to see them have one where you don't have that option. So someone like me, I never play my Switch in handheld mode, and the biggest reason for me is I have really big hands, so
Yeah.
it's really uncomfortable to play. I could start playing and I could get maybe like a solid 10-15 minutes of gameplay in before my hands start cramping. So for me, my Switch it just constantly gets played on the television. I use
Same
my
here.
Switch my Switch Pro controller, and I switch off between that and I have one of the 8-bit Do controllers that I use. So I just keep alternating between that and my Switch just stays on the TV at all times.
Yeah. Same here for the most part. It's rare that I'll take it out of the dock. But do you think if they have a portable version and then a stationary version that's just meant for your TV, it's that portable version, I don't think they would soup that one up as much as a stationary version. It would have to be weaker, wouldn't you think? Or maybe not.
Probably,
Maybe I'm just
man.
wrong.
Probably. So if the new console comes out and you're looking at 4K gaming, 60 frames, possibly more. I just don't know how that little handheld is going to do it, because now you're starting to see these handheld PCs like the Steam Deck and the Asus Ally. And from my understanding, I haven't had hands on them, and I don't really follow them too much. But a lot of those have they have some issues with some of the newer games running.
What was that? The Asus what?
The Asus Ally. So
And that's a
I think
portable
it's
thing?
yeah, it's like the competitor to the Steam Deck.
Okay, I never even heard of that. Are
You
you
have
are
heard of the Steam
you
Deck though, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Um, and you don't have a Steam Deck, right? You don't have any interest in taking your PC games on the go?
Nah, man, I just don't do much PC gaming, so to me, it's
Yeah,
just not worth it.
same here. Buddy I work with has it, and he loves it. He plays it constantly, but I'm like you. I don't really PC game too much, and the games I do play on PC, I wouldn't want to play on a handheld like that. I like the mouse and keyboard for the games I do play on the PC.
Hmm.
Um, rumors of Nintendo Direct. We talk a little bit about Zelda coming out with some more content of some kind this year that they might announce. But what other have you seen any other rumors or what like speculation on what Nintendo might announce?
So one of the other speculations I saw was a new Donkey Kong coming out. So I don't know if it would be like a new Donkey Kong Country, or like a Donkey Kong like collection or something like that, or just like a completely new Donkey Kong game in general. But I think it's time we get some Donkey Kong, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, well, we've had Tropical Freeze. How long has it been since that came out? That was a
Uh,
port, right?
yeah, that's been a while, man. So that was on the Wii U initially, and then
Yeah,
it got ported over to the Switch.
I never even played that. I gotta play that. Um, yeah, I Donkey Kong, man. What if they did a port or something of the GameCube, the game that came with the bongos? They had to play with the bongos, and they just
Oh yeah,
updated all for the Switch. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah. I'd like to see them do a Donkey Kong Country, like maybe like semi remaster of part one, two, and three, the ones that were on the Super NES.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Like, yeah, kind of similar to what they're doing with Super Mario RPG.
Yeah,
Clean
give
them
the
up with them
remaster
graphics
treatment.
a little bit, man.
Yep.
Ooh,
Well, those graphics were pretty good for back in the day too.
yeah, yeah. So like back in the day, yeah, when you played Donkey Kong Country One and you're playing that on the Super Nintendo and on the CRT, man, you were living pretty, because that all
Yeah,
that stuff
man.
looks so good, man. Yeah.
Heck yeah. You know what I'd like to see? And I don't know if it'll ever come. I don't know the rights or whatever, but I'd like to see a new Pilot Wings game.
Yeah.
I used to play Pilot Wings back on the N64 way back when. I don't know if they ever had a follow-up version of that on the GameCube. I don't think the Wii. I don't remember seeing anything.
I think the last one might have been Pilot Wing 64. Let's
Wow, so
see.
that's been a long time, man.
Oh, Pilot Wings Resort on the Nintendo Switch.
What in the
Or
world?
or is that on 3DS? I thought that was on 3DS. But over here it's saying it's on yeah, no.
I
So Pilot Wings Resort is on the 3DS.
Okay, I was gonna say I can't believe I missed that in
Th- th- this is
the
saying they'd like to see a port of that to the Nintendo Switch.
okay, okay. Oh, so it's official now that the Activision deal went through with Microsoft. Microsoft signed those deals with PlayStation and Nintendo to bring Activision content to them for the next like 10 years.
Yeah.
Call of Duty and all that.
So I think the official sale takes place in October. So I know there was they're kind of postponing some stuff just to make sure like all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed and everything. But
Yeah.
supposedly I heard well, I read that there's a group of gamers that are trying to team up with the uh whoever it was. I can't even think of him right now. Whoever was just in the lawsuit with them, um, trying to team up with them to prevent the merger from happening because there's a petition going on with all these people signing it. It's not going to go anywhere. But hey, listen, if you feel that your signature is going to make a difference, by all means, go for it. But they're fearing for a monopoly and like all this other stuff. I'm just like, man, just let it go. Like it's
Yeah.
been long enough, man. Just
Yeah. It ain't gonna stop it. You ain't gonna do
yeah,
nothing. Um, with the next Nintendo system that comes out, um, do you think it's a must that it's backwards compatible with the Switch? You play all your Switch games
absolutely.
on it?
It
Hell
has to
yeah.
be. It has to be.
Oh yeah. I agree. Um,
What it really needs to do is not just have the backwards compatibility, but it needs to be able to run the Nintendo Switch games at a higher frame rate, better graphics. You know, pretty much similar to what the PS5 does for like the PS4 games and the Series X does for the Xbox games. The new Nintendo
yeah.
system definitely needs to do that for the Nintendo Switch games.
So, um, seen something a while back. They built the new Pikmin 4 game on the Unreal Engine, and there's speculation that the reason they did that was to make it more easily portable, or I don't know if portable is the right word, but for the next gen console that they're making, make it easier to play on.
I would think that makes sense, but I'm not sure like the intricacies of like game development. So I couldn't say one way or another.
Yeah, yeah. I have no idea what goes into that kind of stuff. Um, Nintendo Rumors on Twitter tweeted Portuguese Nintendo news site Nintendo Universe, known as a reliable source for Nintendo info, has claimed Nintendo Direct will air next week. Nate the Hate has also suggested the same thing. So Nate the Hate,
Next week,
yeah.
man.
Well, hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good. I had just seen they tweeted that June 18th. I had to make sure what today was. I thought that was like last week.
You said that was June 18th.
They tweeted it June 18th. Today's the 20th. Oh wait, today's
We're in
July
July.
20th.
We're in
God
July, buddy.
dang. Just goes to show, man.
Yeah.
God.
So that was the last Nintendo Direct that they had.
Wow. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much going on this week.
I know. I'm sitting here scrolling, looking. I don't know, man.
I feel like shit's gonna hit the fan tomorrow. Like after we
Wow.
recorded this.
Oh yeah. We have to jump on an emergency pod real quick and update this thing.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, so I haven't even recorded any gameplay footage. I haven't turned on the PS5 again at all this week. Um I know we recorded 2 episodes last night for when you're gone. Um and really I've been starting to cut down our previous episodes into shorts and posting shorts, trying to get more traction and everything. I
Hmm.
actually just started posting the shorts on TikTok too.
Oh,
Um
nice.
Nothing going crazy yet or nothing, but I'm trying to dedicate a little bit more time to the pod rather than um just uploading gameplay videos and stuff. And I guess it's a good time to say to the listeners, the mighty Bildo at gmail.com. We'd like to hear your input, your suggestions, your questions, what you want to hear us talk about. Um, Anything of the sort. We're always looking for new content to put up and, make this a little more enjoyable for the viewers and listeners and everything. So the mighty Bildo at gmail.com. Hit us up. Give us some suggestions.
Yeah, man, send in your questions. And the other thing too, man, is like we're not just strictly focused on gaming. We're both Marvel fans. We're both pro wrestling fans. So anything of the sort, man, anything you guys want to hear us talk about, give us some ideas.
That's right. That's right. I guess we could dip into some pro wrestling talk a little bit. SummerSlam's in a couple months, and Jey Uso is going against Roman Reigns for the title. How do you think that's
Yeah.
going to play out?
Probably the same as usual. You know, we're gonna see
Roman's going
Roman.
on. Yep, Roman's
Yeah.
on top.
What I would like to see is Jimmy come back and turn on Jay, and then rejoin Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. Man,
Yo, I didn't think about that. I I thought I was thinking, Roman would go over on Jay and he'd disappear for a few months and then come back a few months before WrestleMania and just start building to that Roman Cody 2 that we all want to see.
yeah,
But I didn't think about that Jimmy twist. That'd be pretty crazy.
yeah, that would be insane. So I could see them doing that and then setting up brother versus brother at WrestleMania, because then you could do a long build for a couple of months. So kind of similar to what they did with Rey Mysterio and Dominic this past WrestleMania. They started building that up, man, probably like around SummerSlam or Survivor Series of the previous year. And then everything happened and it finally spilled. And then finally he broke right, like I think it was like the week before WrestleMania. He finally decided to put his hands on his kid and then they set the match up. So they could potentially do something like that with the Usos if that does happen.
Really? So I I'm I think you broke up a little bit when you were saying that. Who put whose hands on whose kid?
So with Dominic and Rey Mysterio, they had their match at WrestleMania this past
Oh,
WrestleMania, but they
yep, yep.
started building that up like towards the end of the year before WrestleMania came, and then it was probably like the week before. I think it was like the Raw or the SmackDown, maybe like the week before or 2 weeks before WrestleMania. That was the first time Rey Mysterio put his hands on his kid, because the whole thing
Yeah.
with him was, oh, I'm not going to hit my son, I'm not going to fight my son, I'm not going to do anything to my son. And then if you remember, it was oh, actually no, it happened probably before then, because if you remember, they had the Thanksgiving thing where Rhea Ripley and Dominic showed up to his house at Thanksgiving, and
Yep.
they beat Rey Mysterio's ass in his house for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then they did the same thing with New Year's Eve, or no, Christmas, because that's when Dominic got arrested and he was in prison. Yeah, so they
I
built that
remember
story
that.
up for a long time. So yeah, I could see them doing something, man, at SummerSlam, and then just having that build up, and then just boil over at WrestleMania.
Dom just won the North American title on NXT this week too.
Yeah,
I really
that was
like what they're
nuts.
doing with Dominic. I'm like he's a really good heel, but I think he's getting to the territory where I just like him because he's such a good heel.
Yeah, yeah, I in my opinion, man, I think he's probably one of the best heels right now in all of pro wrestling, and
Yeah.
that's all the companies combined. I think he's doing an excellent job.
Yeah, and there seen today and I've seen it kind of happening uh throughout the last few weeks and months. Um since the bloodline kind of storylines teetering out, like they're getting ready to finish it. Um Judgment Day is going to come in and be the next like big story, big faction that they focus on. And I'm here for it. I like the Judgment Day. Damian Priest is a beast. Um, I think he's going to cash in. I know him and Finn Balor have been kind of teasing some animosity, I guess, between the two. Um, I think at some point, maybe Finn Balor beats Seth Rollins for the title, and then Damian Priest cashes in on Finn Balor right after that match and wins the title himself. I
I'm
think
thinking
that's
the
a
same
possibility.
thing. I'm thinking at SummerSlam.
Yeah, yeah, because Seth Rollins was just on Logan Paul podcast last week or this week, and he said he needs surgery. Like he's hurting, so I don't think he's going to hold the title very much longer.
Yeah, and he's doing some filming for the new Captain America movie. Also, I think he's.
Oh, is he?
I don't think he's a main character. I think he's like one of like the semi mains. But
Yeah,
I know he's going to be, out of the country and stuff when they're doing filming for that. So yeah, I would imagine we're going to see him probably drop the belt pretty soon.
damn. Yeah,
Yeah, give him some time off, and then he'll come back. Maybe like in time for WrestleMania or something, or the Royal Rumble.
with
He'll be one of.
He'll be one of what?
He'll be one of the surprise entrants of the Royal Rumble
Oh yeah,
if he
I could
leaves.
see that. I could see that. Um, with the bloodline story and everything coming to the end, people are wanting like Rikishi or The Rock to come and do something. Um, do you think that's going to happen? I don't really think it's really needed. Like I would like to see it, but I just don't know how like what they can add to an already great story. You know what I mean?
These are the same people that booked the WrestleMania main event at this past WrestleMania, talking about it was going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns
Yeah.
because so, somebody saw The Rock say something about something, and oh, he had two R's in there. Two R stands for Roman Reigns. This is what's going to happen, and then it blew up, and then everybody over the internet is, oh man, Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania. When's it going to happen? And then at the Royal Rumble, everyone's like, oh, The Rock is coming in as a surprise entrant and he's going to win. And it never happened. And then
Making
finally, like
something out of nothing.
they finally spoke to The Rock, and he was just like, man, I'm not really in ring shape, so it's not going to happen. And people are like,
Yep.
oh, he's lying. It's all a ruse. No, man,
You're
it's
gonna be saying that for the next 10, 15 years.
so the last time The Rock wrestled, it was against John Cena, or it was a
Yeah.
tag match with John Cena. I can't remember. But he got hurt. You know what I mean? And The Rock is older now, so he doesn't recover as fast, and he hasn't been doing this for a while. So I if they bring him in, I think it's going to be more of a like a talking role, not necessarily like a physical role. But
Yeah.
apparently, it seems like they're working up something with him and Grayson Waller over on SmackDown because Grayson Waller's been talking that shit. So maybe we'll see The Rock show up one day on his the Grayson Waller effect or something.
I saw that and The Rock tweeted at him talking shit himself.
Yeah. Oh
The
man.
Rock's the man, dude. He can do it. He can get on the mic with anybody. I love that dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. Um, I've been keeping an eye on the WrestleMania tickets, man, and I, I didn't know how people were doing it, but those packages and stuff that I had showed you for like 9 grand and everything,
Yeah.
they're pretty much sold out. Just like,
Yeah.
my God, like how do people do this? Found
Let's
out,
throw
man,
it on
that
the credit card.
there are people that for like Super Bowl tickets, Stanley Cup tickets, WrestleMania, like really big concerts, they'll go out and they'll either like refinance their house or take out a loan to like get these tickets. And I'm just like, man, that
Yeah.
is and I mean I get it, man. You know what I mean? Like if you go to WrestleMania, like you want to experience WrestleMania. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man, but I'm not paying $300 to sit in a nosebleed for WrestleMania.
No. If I'm going to
Mm-mm.
WrestleMania, I want to sit ringside. So
Yeah. I
I
want
get the mentality.
I want to get sprayed with sweat. Like that's what I'm looking for.
I want to smell the BO off them dudes
Yeah.
and girls. Dude, man, yeah. 9 grand for a front row seat. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad because
Now so that 9 grand is not even the front row, man. It's they're like they're like similar seats to where we sat for SmackDown that time.
really,
Yeah. Yep. So
holy crap!
yeah. So like getting like actual like ringside seats, like front row ringside seats, man, like 15, 20 G's.
Yeah. Um. Last thing before we get off here, WWE related. Um. L.A. Knight. What do you think the plans are for him?
I have no idea. I really don't.
I think maybe a SummerSlam. I think he might take the U.S. title off Austin Theory.
That would make the most sense to me. But I like LA Knight. I've always liked him. Even previously when he was at Impact, he was Eli Drake, and I think that might be his real name actually. But I've always been a big fan of his. I always thought he was a pretty solid wrestler and stuff. And he is a bit of an older guy. I think he's like 40 or like in his early 40s.
Yeah.
Um, but I think he's in good shape, man. You know, like he looks good, he can talk good, and I mean he keeps my attention. So I hope they do something with him and just doesn't become one of these guys that's like so popular and then suddenly they're just like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, as he would say. Um,
Yeah.
let me talk to you. Yeah, I'm really enjoying what he's doing, and I haven't followed him anywhere else. I haven't even heard of him until he showed up on WWE. But I'm really digging him. I hope, because I know they had, I don't know if it was Vince McMahon or somebody else, but I think Vince had pretty much a hard on for Austin Theory and was trying to get him pushed to be the next big thing. But I guess it's not really happening because he hasn't really been doing anything of note lately, right?
Now, ever since I had that draft, he kind of seems to have cooled off a bit. But I
Yeah.
like Austin Theory too, man. I think he's got a good look to him. I think he's a pretty good heel. He's just like that like cocky prick character.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they need to get that belt off of him, man, and let him go on to. He doesn't need. I don't think he needs to be challenging for a championship, but at least throw him into a higher level, a higher tier storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. I think your audio is cutting out a little bit. I got it locally recording, so I think we're still good, but we'll see. Um, but I am going to end this right now. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh man, that don't sound good. I'm gonna end this though. We're at an hour. I appreciate everybody tuning in, watching on YouTube, and listening on Apple Podcast, Spotify, if that's where you're at. Doesn't matter where you're watching or listening, flip over, watch us on the other, or listen to us on the other. Give us a rating, give us a like, a subscribe, all that stuff. We appreciate it. And email us, themightybildo@gmail.com, with all your thoughts, questions, suggestions, all that stuff. And old school, I appreciate you. I hope you have a safe trip. Have fun moving. I hate it, so I know you probably do too. Um, and we'll see you guys on the next one.